to go.
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah.
I want to know.
Yes, I want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria. Which way Nigeria. Which way to go.
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah.
I want to know.
I want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
Many years after independence, we still find it hard to start. How long shall we be patient before we reach the promised land? Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria?
Tell me.
Which way to go? I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah.
I want to know.
Yes, I want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
Every little thing that goes wrong, we start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria?
Tell me.
Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah.
I want to know.
Want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
Inefficiency and indiscipline is ruining the country now. Corruption here, there, and everywhere. Inflation is soaring high. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh, sure, sure.
I want to know.
Yes, I want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
We made mistakes during the oil boom, not knowing that was our doom. Some people now have everything, while many, many have nothing. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't fall.
Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah.
I want to know.
Yes, I want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
Green revolution is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh sure.
I want to know.
Yes, I want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country down. We all want to be millionaires and to live in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah.
I want to know.
Yes, we want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to rebuild ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which way?
Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh sure.
I want to know.
Yes, I want to know.
Which way Nigeria is heading to.
Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit years and to live in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die.
Which way Nigeria?
Which
way Nigeria? Which way to go?
which way to go?
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know
yes we want to know.
which way Nigeria.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home.
on your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
At a very good morning, good evening, good night, depending on what part of the globe you're watching us. I say good evening and welcome to Star Radio UK. I believe, yes, I can see the screen is back here. I'd like to say good evening and welcome to, Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I would like to welcome each and every one of us from wherever you're watching us this evening, where it's going to be a very fantastic evening, back here, where we're going to be giving you almost everything you need to know on this particular part of the globe. My name is Olayomi Koiki, as you all know, and I'll be taking you through, this evening. The evening is fully packed with quite a lot to discuss. And the most important thing is, as we're getting all the other platforms ready quickly, I have a track that I will be playing to you in just about a few minutes. But for the time being, I welcome you from wherever you're watching, wherever you've joined us, whether you're watching from New Zealand, from every part of the globe, we have, all our listeners, that do follow us, on this platform. This is Star Radio UK. This is where we bring it to you every Wednesday evening, where it's all happening. And the most important thing is you don't want to be missing any part of it, because there's a lot to discuss, this particular evening. This evening, we're going to be looking again as Nigeria is now, under a serious, quite a lot of, what we can call, whether some might call it, I don't know, everybody has different views on what is happening in Nigeria. But my job, on Star Radio UK this evening is to give it to you exactly how you need to know. Quite a lot of presidential aspirants, likewise the self-determination, the restructuring, which way Nigeria, Sonny Okosu. But before we go further, I would like to welcome, my listeners, from different part of African countries as you're joining us. Maybe you might want to, the weather is very, very cold in London today, so I'll probably suggest, a bit of coffee or hot chocolate or tea. Likewise, there's a lot to discuss when it comes to Nigeria. Do we see a Nigeria continue to exist after 2023? Or do we see a Nigeria where there will be a lot of, what we can call almost similar to Soviet Union? These are part of what I will be discussing this evening while we get the first track ready, for all our listeners. But I can't do these without appreciating, my producer back in the studio. I'm talking about, Frank, Archie, working tirelessly, making sure that we can come to you live every Wednesday, whether we are in the studio, whether we are reporting from outside the studio, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is, be rest assured that we can tell you exactly what is happening in almost every part of Nigeria and likewise outside Nigeria. So, like I said, our first track is being loaded And this evening is the 27th day of April 2020. You know, the 27th of April 2022. And there is a lot happening. There is a lot happening in the sense that Nigeria is very, very fragile. For those that are friends of Nigerians, you might probably not be following what is happening in Nigeria, but I can tell you that the country is now so divided, you know, from people that are now asking, you know, who am I? You know, the indigenous people that are asking, you know, there's a lot of question mark, you know, and the most important thing is we must also remember that self-determination is not a crime. And this is my first track as it's coming up. Once again, we welcome you as you're joining us from almost every part of the globe this evening. I say good evening, good morning, and good night. And I welcome you once again to Star Radio UK. Star Radio UK, it is where we tell you exactly almost everything you need to know about Nigeria. You don't have to go anywhere. Let's take you home this evening. For those of you that do not know this music, you know, this is a music that was put together for the self-determination, and it is a very powerful one. It's talking about Orilede. Orilede is, you know, those that are demanding, you know, to leave Nigeria peacefully. You know, we have the Biafra, but also I'll be giving you those conversations that took place in Abuja by the, you know, the social cultural group known as Afenifere Pa Ayo Adebanjo. It was a very powerful one, and the question is it to confirm now that the northern part of Nigeria do not want to leave power? I didn't say so. This is what Pa Ayo Adebanjo say. And as we're getting ready for this evening, I welcome you all, and I say let's enjoy this. Once again, I welcome you as you're joining us this evening. This is Star Radio UK, Niger Voices every Wednesday. I say good evening and welcome once again to Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I welcome you. It's just coming up to 13 minutes past 1800 hours. That is 6 p.m. We're now the same time with those back in Nigeria, or some might say the Yoruba time. Every Wednesday, you will join me on Star Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and this is how we drive you home for the last 5 years. What is going to happen in 2023? All that I'll be telling you tonight, but the most important thing is do not touch the dial. And if you like to follow us on all our social media handles on Star Radio UK. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki. Have you listened to what Pa Ayo Adebanjo said in Abuja? He said, and I quote, that Buhari is not going to give power to the Southwest.
orílẹ̀-èdè yóò. Ohun tí mo fẹ́ ni mo fẹ́. Èmi fòmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá.
We are just warming up on their part of the globe here in London. The time now is 15 minutes past. I welcome you as you're settling into the broadcast.
Ìlú tán lọ́rùn fẹ́ lọ lọ́rùn yọ. Èyí tó yàn ló tún ṣe lọ́gàn. Bàbá fẹ́ wá, ó tó yọ wá. Wọ́n ṣe wá lọ́kọ̀, ó tún wá pálí mọ́ ní sí. Èmi ọ̀pọ̀ lọ́gbọ̀ fáráyé.
A lot of people are saying that the Yoruba nation is just almost going to the final lap, and that means a new nation might be birthed very soon.
Èmi ò sọ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè mi. Ohun tí mo fẹ́ ni mo fẹ́. Èmi fòmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá.
I welcome all our listeners from different parts of the globe. This is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and every Wednesday you will join me from this part of the globe.
Mi ò pọ̀ lọ́gbọ̀ fáráyé. Èmi ò sọ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá.
Are you from Ghana? Are you from Kenya? You're wondering what kind of music is this? It is from the Yoruba tribe known as Orile Mi, my own nation.
Ohun tí mo
Are you following what is happening in Ukraine? It looks like the gas is now being turned off in Bulgaria and Poland by Russia.
fẹ́ ni mo fẹ́. Èmi fòmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ọmọ Olúmídé jọ̀wọ́ má ṣe wòran mọ́. Ìyà ìsọ̀kẹ́ kò pọ̀ jù lórílẹ̀-èdè. Ṣé bí wọ́n ló gbé àwọn.
Tonight we have a lot to discuss. It's just, I'll be telling you how many days before 2023. What is going to happen as the world might be waking up to quite a lot of situation room in what we call Nigeria if care is not taken. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, 17 minutes past.
Ọmọ ẹgbẹ́rún níjà, bàbá mi dìde, jọ̀wọ́ jẹ́ mi ara rẹ̀. Èmi ò mọ̀ lọ́wọ́
I
bá.
would like to appreciate my producer once more, Frank and Archie, that are working behind the scene, and all the Star Radio presenter across the globe.
Èmi ò sọ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè yóò. Sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ohun tí mo fẹ́ ni mo fẹ́. Èmi fòmìnira.
The terrorists are still attacking and killing so many Nigerians for the negligence of a government that refused to put the security architect in place. This is Niger Voices with myself, Olayomi Koiki. Focus on Nigeria.
Orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Èmi ọ̀pọ̀ lọ́gbọ̀ fáráyé.
I welcome you as you're all joining. I welcome you, Mrs. Christina Bamidele. I welcome you, Adiola. I welcome you, Fatai Pukuola, Bamidele Mohammed, and the rest of you that are joining from all over the world. I say good evening and welcome to Niger Voices on Star Radio UK.
Èmi ọ̀pọ̀ lọ́gbọ̀.
Have you heard the news? The former governor of Ogun State, Amosun, has declared his intention to also contest for the president of 2023 election for Federal Republic of Nigeria. Wow. Who saw the video of Tinubu in Saudi Arabia with a shaking hand? Could I say that is a Parkinson disease? Why is he not looking after his health? All that I'll be discussing tonight on Star Radio UK. Tony, all hail Biafra, and welcome once again. Are you aware that there's going to be a football match in South Africa, Conifa? Have you heard about it? I'll be giving you everything you need to know tonight in just about a few minutes from now.
Sọ̀rọ̀ ìtùnú sílẹ̀ Yorùbá yìí. Àní ọmọlẹ́dẹ̀ jẹun mìíràn. Ọmọ olówó yìí ṣàgbé.
The sound that is going across the globe now is Nigeria going to survive? Because of the time constraint, and we have a lot to discuss tonight, I would like to first and foremost, continue to say to those of you that are watching us for the very first time, that Ekiti State is getting ready for the first test case between the Ilana Omo Oodua and likewise the federal government of Nigeria. But we already had a snip of some of our team that have traveled down there, and our other correspondent from Koiki Media. Let's hear what they have to say
Koiki Media bringing the work closer to your doorsteps. Today being the 27th of April 2022. Atiwani Ekiti ni High Court only Henry. We are now at the High Court of Ekiti where the case is going to be happening tomorrow. Àwọn màmá náà ni ó wà níbí. Màmá ń jẹ́ lè sorúkọ yín fún wa mà.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Olúfúnkẹ́. Àjẹwà bíbá nítorí kóòtù kan máa ṣe tí wọ́n gbé wọn wá sí ilé ẹjọ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wípé a fẹ́ sọ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ 1999 constitution kò favour wa o láti 60 years ago kò favour wa òun la ṣe wà ń bí.
Iron Lady ẹ sorúkọ yín fún wa.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Mrs. Katarina Mominos. So a wá síbí báyìí láti wá sí ilé ìgbẹ́jọ́ fún ti òfin arúmọjẹ ti 1999 tí wọ́n ṣe tí kò bójúmu nítorí ẹ̀ ni a ṣe wá síbí báyìí ọ̀làdẹ ní ọjọ́ ìgbẹ́jọ́ náà.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ti gbọ́, 1999 constitution is a scam and we are not satisfied with it. So we are here at the court of law to fight for what belongs to us. Self-determination is not a crime. But that means ìjẹ́ ìlúsọ̀rọ̀ kan fún wa.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Martin Luther King láti iléeṣẹ́ Koiki Media nílùú Amẹ́ríkà. Àwa síbí láti pé káwá fíṣítì bí kalẹ̀ fún ìgbẹ́jọ́ tí a fẹ́ gbọ́ ní ọ̀la nítorí pé 1999 constitution tó ń ṣe fún wa ó ti expire. Láwa tún wo 1940 amalgamation ó ti expire. Wọ́n ò ṣe nǹkan tí ọmọ Yorùbá ń fẹ́. Kò sí healthcare, kò sí education, kò sí good health, kò sí nǹkan kan tí Nàìjíríà fi fẹ́ bọ̀ wá. Wọ́n tún ń pa wá. Wọ́n ń pa wá láyà, wọ́n ń pa wá lọ́mọ. Àwa sọ pé àṣemọ́ pé à ń wá self-determination. Ìdí nìyẹn tí bàbá wa Professor Banji Akintoye tó fi pe Nigeria government lẹ́jọ́ pé wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe election mọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, a ṣe election mọ́. And what you want now is Yorùbá nation. No going back.
Well, that is just a snip of some of our correspondents that have traveled down to Ekiti State, which is in the southwest of Nigeria. For those that are not Nigerians, there's a lot happening, and quickly, let's tell you that Conifer football match will be coming up on the 21st and the 22nd of May in South Africa, and that means the draw took place yesterday. Let's hear a little bit from the Conifer, representative, the president and the vice president during the draw yesterday.
It is
welcome to
amazing.
Studio. Yes.
It is amazing and a historical moment in the life of Conifer, and we are so excited about this ceremony today.
Thank you. And we are ready. Cynthia, if you are ready,
yes, of course.
We can kick for the draw if you want.
Yes. Now we have Africa Cup draw ceremony.
Yes, finally. And now we're going to start this year's Africa Cup draw ceremony. Just before we begin our draw, I would like to also announce the names of the teams. Biafra, Yoruba Nation, Pro Arena Sports, and Mata Bereland. We have 4 teams, as we can see on the board. Now it's time for draw. Singe, ladies first.
Of course, let's start by saying good luck all teams first of all. And yes, we are also very exciting.
Yes, Mr. Glean and Mr. Wenzel, dear President and Vice President, we are ready, and now we are making the first
name.
Draw.
Pro Arena Sports.
Pro Arena Sports. Yes, we find out the first team. Pro Arena Sport. And next one. Okay, the second one.
Yes.
And the second team in my hands now. Yoruba Nation. Second team is Yoruba Nation.
Well, for those that probably do not know what is happening there, yesterday the draw, finally came up, for the football match, which is going to be happening in South Africa. There's going to be 4 teams that will be playing the game, and one of them would definitely then have to represent, during the next game that will be coming up, in Italy, from, I believe, what I have information. So yesterday was the draw, and that means that the Yoruba nation, which is one of the nations that is, demanding for full self-determination out of Nigeria after the 1914 amalgamation, and likewise, as a kingdom that have been in existence before all that. So there's a football match that has been put together, and that football match is part of what, the draw took place yesterday, and that means that, Star Radio UK will be also, following that, and also, continue to talk about all these as it's coming up. The Biafra will be playing as well. The Matabela will be playing. Let's just hear the final bit from the president of CONIFA that was giving us some statistics that I would like you to listen to.
First team was Pro Arena Sports, and the second one is Yoruba Nation. Both teams are matched between each other, and now we know the next two teams, but also, let's continue.
Okay.
Last two teams we know, Biafra and Matabeleland.
Yes, Matabeleland
Matabeleland
will play.
13 from the fourth. And the fourth one. Yes, the fourth team in my hands now. Biafra, the population.
Yes.
Yes, we have four teams from the pot. Pro Arena Sports and Yoruba Nation has been matched, and Matabeleland versus Biafra.
So again, in the next conversation that's going to be coming up will be, the representative of CONIFA. If some of you are not aware, what is CONIFA? I'm going to be telling you that CONIFA is just similar to what you can call FIFA. As you all know, Qatar will be hosting this year FIFA World Cup. But because some of the nations that have not yet become a full independent nation would not be able to participate, but they can also participate in what we call CONIFA. CONIFA was set up in 2013, but this is the final part of that audio, that we had recorded for you tonight on Star Radio UK. Once again, this is Naija Voices. This program has been coming on air since almost 5 years ago. We've had a lot of guests. We had a lot of, personality. But tonight, it's all about the conversation, the focus on Nigeria.
We wish both teams good luck. Singe, what do you think?
Yes, it is really exciting. Again, I hope they will good luck, all teams.
Yes, we can see the, yes, okay, we can continue with the next video. By the way, if Mr. President and Vice President, can you hear us? I would like to learn about your opinion. What about your comments? What would you like to say about this match?
We have four amazing teams, and with the exception of Matabeleland, all the other three teams will be deputy teams. So we are very much excited about this matchups.
Okay, thanks for your comment. And Mr. President?
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I can only agree with Christoph. It's four amazing teams. These four teams actually together represent 176 million people. If you look at Matabeleland, it's approximately 6.2 million people. The Biafra community, it holds more or less 65 million people. We have the Yoruba, somewhere between 40 to 50 million people, and the Pro Arena Sport that actually represent all the people in South Africa is approximately 60 million people. And
what? So that is about that. So again, on the 21st and the 22nd, there will be a football match that will be being played between four teams in South Africa, and we will continue to monitor that. Now let's come back to the conversation of Nigeria. There's a lot happening in Nigeria as we speak right now. there will be an election that is being planned for 2023. But the question on the lips of so many Nigerians is, would there be an election or would there be a review or a change of constitution? I'm not sure if the government have enough time, to change the constitution, even though some of the senior advocate of Nigeria, like, Afe Babalola, was giving a suggestion, just maybe they can't change the constitution, but then the country has to go into what we call the interim government. As we speak today, for those that are watching us from all over the world and on Star Radio UK listening, follow us on all our social media handle. We now have 289 days from today where decision would have to be made whether election hold, whether a new constitution will be allowed, or whether the dissolution or disintegration of the country into other countries that was there prior to the amalgamation in 1914. We've seen a lot of contestants that are coming out to become the president. But the argument is, do we go in for a new election or we wind down the country? A lot of Nigerians are divided. Some believe that it is time now that we say enough is enough of the union that was put together in 1914. But some believe that it is just the wastage and the leadership that have allowed these to go for too long, and that means we can still fix Nigeria. So I'm going to be reading some of your comments, on all the platforms tonight. But the question I'm putting out there again is, do you think that a power shift will be allowed to leave the northern part of Nigeria to the other part, be it the southwest or the southeast of the country? Do you think that, the north would allow the power to shift as we have it right now? What is your take on that? Remember to follow us and subscribe on Star Radio UK and also on YouTube, and likewise on Twitter, where we are also streaming from, on all the platforms. I'm asking the question again tonight. Do you believe or think that power will shift? I'll be reading your comments. And I say good evening once again, all the way from Ifo. Good evening to you, Alhaji Idris. Good evening to you, my mom. Good evening to Oguntola, Sharif. And good evening to those of you that are listening and watching us on all the platforms. Shakiru Ogundikwe says, Northerners will never allow power or shift for life. I want to read more of this comment coming through. Good evening to you, Mr. Felicia Awe. Good evening to you, World Gay. Good evening to those that are non-Nigerian that are listening to us from almost every part. My question tonight, again, is, do you think that power can be moved? Because most of the political party, like PDP, have said, we will not rotate power. APC have not really tell us what they are going to do, but we know that they have a lot of contestants. We have the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, that wants to be the president. We have the national leader of the APC that is currently in Saudi Arabia, but there was a video that was released into the public domain where I saw him with a shaking hand. And people are saying that, could it be that there might be maybe another president that would then have to collect more treatment outside Nigeria? Today, the former governor of Ogun State, Amosun, has also declared his intention. Saraki is still being, consulting. Wike wants to be the president. Fayose wants to be the president. Okorocha wants to be the president. Ingige wants to be the president. But the question is, would there be a power shift from the north to the southwest? Let me take you back a little bit. Well, Inyeri, Nkuchuku, Iwachuku says, no election, only Biafra. His Royal Majesty Michael Johnson says, so much love from here. Thank you so much. Keep the comment coming. I'll be reading them out. Inyeri says again, and I quote, only Biafra or Odudua? Do you agree with him or her? Good evening to you, Wale. Good evening to you, Mrs. Comfort Adeleye. I'm asking the question again. Would there be a situation where the northern part of Nigeria, as we know that in 1959, the first ever election in Nigeria was rigged by the British government for the northern. Now, we've had a democracy, or some might say we never had one. There was a democracy from 1999, and that's about 23 years ago. Economy of Nigeria has gone kaput into the drain. Dollars is no longer available because Nigeria is not producing anything, and that means almost everything that Nigerians are using has to be imported into the country. Good evening to you, Adeoshun Adelani. Good evening to you, Anthony Adedeji. Makinde Toby Sunday says, Ori àwọn politicians yẹn ti gbálẹ̀. Well, that means that the politician's head is probably not going straight. Keep the comment coming and I'll be reading them out. Once again, I say good evening and welcome. And I like to say good evening to you. Emmanuel Agbara says, yes, only Yoruba nation, no other choice. What about those that says that we don't want Yoruba nation and we don't want Biafra nation? We don't want Nigeria to break because we can still fix Nigeria. What do you say to those people? What would be your argument? Should somebody say, why should I allow you to disintegrate Nigeria that I love so much? In Ondo State, in one of the local government, 5 innocent children were electrocuted. 4 of them passed away last week. They've been buried. Could we say, is it because we don't have a government or the negligence of the power company? Who should be held responsible? I was speaking to someone in America. Their daughter has been missing between Osun State and Ibadan for the last 2 months, and nobody knows where she is. Remember Madeleine McCann? She was missing in Portugal in 2007, almost 15 years ago. The British government is not backing down. The question is, can Nigeria still be fixed? Can we still fix Nigeria? 18:37 p.m. Mr. Kolawole Kamarudin, a very good evening to you. No election in Yoruba land. Keep the comment coming. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Good evening to you, Tokwe James Adeoye. Good evening to you, Adeniyi Farouk Okonlomo. As I speak tonight, I'm asking you, our listeners all over the world, do you still believe in one Nigeria? Or do you think that the North is it the northern part of the country that is holding the remaining part? Or is it the Southwest that is holding the country together? Or is it the Southeast? Is it the Middle Belt? Who actually is pinning down Nigerians? Because there's an audio that I'm going to be playing very soon that is coming from Pa Ayo Adebanjo. He said, and I quote, that Buhari, the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will never allow power to come back to the Southwest or the Southeast. Do you believe that? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by the federal government of Nigeria, just the same way Buhari kidnapped Umaru Diko, but that was for in time before it was shipped into a crate of cage from Stansted Airport back to Nigeria on the Nigerian Airways. But this time around, almost after he left as a military dictator, he has returned back with the support of the Southwest national leader of the APC that now wants to contest. But Buhari is sitting behind the fence, allowing everything to go as according to what he planned. I didn't say so. This is what Pa Ayo Adebanjo said. Do you think that Buhari instigated Amosun to go and contest? Probably the vice president and the rest of them. Who do you think is held responsible for that? Once again, a very, very good evening and welcome to those of you that have joined us from different parts of the globe tonight. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and as we continue to review the election in Nigeria, there's a lot of questions that is being asked. I couldn't have done this program without you, our listeners from all over the world. We appreciate you and we say thank you so much. Keep your comment coming. Just bear with us. We're just making sure that all our other devices are fully ready to capture almost everything that needs to be said tonight. There's a lot to discuss tonight, and I don't want you to miss any part. So tonight, I'm asking again, do you think that the northern part of Nigeria would allow the power to shift away from the north to the southwest or the southeast? Do you think that the power will be moved out from the north and then that will make Nigeria a better country? Or do you just believe that you are one? You all know my position. I believe this is my own view, not the view of Star Radio UK. I believe it's time for Nigeria to disintegrate, and then we can have a nation where people will be respected, people will not have to be fearful. Good evening to you, Mrs. Liz Dada says, enough is enough, Yoruba nation now, no going back. Mrs. Bumi Adeleke says, they can all run. All we want is Yoruba nation. Mrs. Modupe Lawal says, for how long Nigerians going to allow Fulani to intimidate the South? Oga, oh, enough is enough. Keep the comment coming. Adeboye Wahid says, all the politicians are evil. Good evening to you, Tunde Jimo. If you're just joining us, this is Niger Voices are coming every Wednesday. There's a lot of killings in the southeast of Nigeria. As we speak right now, there's genocide taking place in the southeast of Nigeria, and the world is not reporting it. And the question is, do we continue like that? Do you think that the Igbo can ever be given presidency to become the next president of Nigeria? The next audio, for those of you that are not from Nigeria, the next audio that you're about to watch and listen to is going to give us all the details that we need to know. Once again, good evening to you. Is Royal Highness Michael Johnson Ijasan Okegbo. Children's death through electrocuted was so pathetic. I spoke to the father of two of those children. They are not children because they, well, we can say they are children, but they've literally just completed a secondary school. There wasn't enough oxygen to take care of them. Just give us 30 seconds while we just say good evening once again to almost every one of you that have joined us from all over the world, and I welcome you once again back. My name is Olayomi Koiki. The next clip that you are just about to listen to is the voice of Pa Ayo Adebanjo. He is the leader of the Yoruba Social Cultural Group. This is what he has to say in Abuja. This is 1845. Tomorrow will be a court case in Ado-Ekiti to challenge the 1999 Constitution, a military decree, because of time constraint. And I would like to play almost the 18 minutes of what he says, because that is the only way. And I hope you all have pen and paper. We might open the phone line at about 7 o'clock. But remember, when you're calling, this is Star Radio UK. So bear that in mind. Certain words will not be allowed. So when I open the phone line later on, and you have to call in, you're only going to be calling the number that we're giving out. Do not call any other number, because if you do, we're not going to pick it up. I will allow you so that we can hear your view. So because of the time now, this is the best time to release that audio. After that audio, I want us to review it. But get your pen and paper and let's take the note as we hear it from Pa Ayo Adebanjo. Here it goes.
Hear me. I'm saying this, I may go anytime, I'm a funeral candidate. So if I don't talk like that, why are you saying that? Where are my colleagues? Will I say God has not done enough for me at 94? But maybe he has sent me thus far to tell Nigerians where we should be and stop deceiving ourselves. I will not repeat the grounds that my leader in Southern Leaders Forum, Clark, He has given the background, the truthfulness of the film, historical something. And Dr. Koko has done justice. And until we have said enough in the press, we are all living in denial. You all know why. They don't want the Southeast. It is not that they don't know the right. Don't believe that. I don't share that view. That you expect them, come and campaign to us. Campaign for what? What is obvious? What you all deny, what must know? Why everybody must support the candidature of an Eastern origin for presidency is because the brother people don't want to yield power.
Bear with us, and as I said, I hope you're taking note, just as I'm taking the note as well. So at exactly 7 o'clock, we will come back and then release you to call in as well. Let's hear more from
People
him.
don't want to yield power. Don't make a mistake about it. You're all afraid to say it. And I only like to point to all the facts to show you that they are just deceiving you. All the guys that they are supporting the Southwest, they are supporting why? It's an element of deceit to divide you, to be able to rule you. They don't like anybody. I told Tinubu himself, not in the papers, face to face. You believe this man is the breakthrough president? He said, yes. I said, the breakthrough president, he asked Yoshiba to contest. He asked Olayomi to contest. He asked Amosu to contest, all in the West. Why? He wanted to divide the West first. Then he goes to the South. The unfortunate thing is that, I'm sorry to this, President Goodluck Jonathan allowed himself to be disgraced by mentioning the fact that I'm still considering that to be president. For what? No.
I hope you are following what he's saying. And just to recap some of what he has said so far. Again, this is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we continue to review what the leader of the social cultural group, they are just deceiving us, Pa Ayo Adebanjo. He said, I may go at any time. He's 94 years old, as we know, currently. Nigerians where we should be and not deceive ourselves. Historical subject said enough in the press. Once again, a very good morning, good evening. But from here in London, it's coming up to 12 minutes to 7 p.m. I welcome us as we're all joining from all over the globe. Are we now seeing a situation where the country is now much more divided than before? Thank you so much to those of you that are still watching us. Let's go back again.
Matter for clapping. It's not a matter for clapping. This time I reflect over it. Gentlemen, no. We are discussing a serious matter. When I remember the struggle and the campaign I made for good luck, on the principle that every part of the country, no matter how small, you are entitled to the highest position in this country if we still want to be in Nigeria in peace, not by force. It's a question of national cake. It's a question of national equality. The Nigeria which I fought for, and I repeat, fought for, because I took part in the fighting. I am a follower of Olayomi, a follower of Azikwe, and Azuka was my leader before I followed down law when he started to follow regardless.
Again, if you've just joined us, you've just come through to Star Radio UK. This is every Wednesday between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. where we look at the issues affecting Nigerians and everything, Nigeria as a whole. And as we know, there's a lot going on in Nigeria. But the question is, in less than 200 and let's check that time check again to give you exactly how many more days. 289 days from today, Nigerians will know their fate, whether there will still be a country called Nigeria. And the voice of the man that is speaking there is the leader of the Yoruba social cultural group known as Afenifere. Let's just say a little bit more. And at exactly maybe 7 o'clock, we open the phone line, and then I can get your views on some of these issues that is on the table as we're seeing it coming out of Nigeria. Let us remember those that have been killed. A lot of Nigerians are still being trapped in the terrorist den. The government doesn't seem to be doing enough to rescue them. The university students are still on strike. There's no good health care. And a lot of people are saying that is not the reason why the Yoruba wants to break away from Nigeria. The Yorubas wants to go back to where we were as a kingdom. And that is my view. That is my position. I believe that Nigeria needs now to wind down so that a new country can continue from where Nigeria failed millions of Nigerians.
Juba was my leader before I followed down law when he started to follow regardless. I am one of the other Sikhs. Why? We want one Nigeria. But don't want Nigeria where one would be dominating the other. You want the unity of the horse and the rider. Where the northern will be the rider and the rest of the country will be the horse. No! If it should be that, it is to thy church, O Israel. No, you see, we are at a crossroad now.
I want you to take note of that word. We. When they say we, that means everybody in Nigeria. We are at a crossroad, a very, very delicate one. In 289 days from today, everybody will know their fate in what is called the Project Nigeria that was put together by the British Empire in 1914 by a man named Lugard. That was the governor administration with his girlfriend. And today, after 108 years, there've never been peace in Nigeria because everybody has different language, different ways of life. But all these was neglected when they were putting Nigeria together in 1914. But a lot of people think that we are Nigerians. There's nobody known as Nigerians because the Yoruba kingdom has been in existence before Nigeria. The Biafra kingdom or the Igbo kingdom, and just like the Hausa kingdom has been in existence, but the British were so crooked and they were so smart. What they did was the North was losing a lot of money, and they literally had to put in the amalgamation. You will hear that from Pa Ayo Adebanjo. Let's hear more from what he has to say. All this took place in Abuja, as the political gladiators are saying, we want a new election. Some are saying it is time to wind down, and some say without a constitution for the people, don't think about in Nigeria because there'll be chaos. This is what he said some few days ago, but this is a full version of what you never heard before, but you will hear that tonight on Star Radio UK.
And I'm too old enough to be bending facts. My position is to say it as it is. The North doesn't want to yield power.
I want you to take note of that. The North doesn't want to yield or leave power. I want you to put this at the back of your mind. Why is the North holding on to the power and they refuse to allow power sharing? Why? We will listen to a music that was done, from the Biafrans, that gave us almost everything you can know when it comes to, the Fulani holding on to almost powerful positions in Nigeria. And the question tonight again is, was the Fulani part of the Project Nigeria, or Fulani just came and decided that they will control everyone in this Project Nigeria?
As it is, the North doesn't want to yield power. And they know the way to do it is to divide the rest of the country. While they are struggling, they put their candidate on. Look at what's happening. All those who agree that we should be doing the thing on rotation. And to remind you, don't let them deceive you. Rotation is not the question of now. When we were making the Nigerian Constitution in 1954, when that motion was passed, the North said they were not ready for.
They were not ready for what?
Independence.
Okay, I want us to take note of that. In 1954, the North said they were not ready. We're not ready. So why are they so adamant? Why are they so, holding to the power? When in 1954, they were not interested, the North said they were not interested for independence, while the other regions said they were ready. Let's hear more from Pa Ayo Adebanjo. Once again, if the audio is cracking, then you're going to have to go and, bear with us tonight. Probably you might have to go to Sahara Reporter and you can watch it on your own on that device on YouTube. Once again, sorry for the audio that is cracking. There's not much we can do to that.
Because they are very, very backward. They haven't got enough people. If you have independence now, only the South will dominate them. It was who persuaded Savannah of Sokoto. I've said it that I wanted them to refuse. Don't go away. He said they were going away because they want self-government 76. No. Araba, go to history. What I'm telling you is not what I think about. It's what I read, what he said. Araba, I'm going to no more Nigeria. And went further to make a 9-point program of us not be separate from Nigeria. Till today, people are blaming Chief Awolowo for drawing him back. They should have allowed him to go there. Maybe there could have been peace in Nigeria now.
So do you think that we don't have peace because these three major ethnic groups, the indigenous people, were all matched together in what we now call the Project Nigeria? Is it the reason why we are having these, these issues, or is there something around it that we do not know? What is your take on that? Is it because that three indigenous groups were put together and that has now literally put Nigeria in that trap? You can also add your voice to the conversation tonight, but like I said, the only number that you will have to call is +44 74 04 40 5917. This is Star Radio UK, so bear that in mind when you're calling into the program this evening. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and as we continue to review the Project Nigeria, can we now say that some of what these elder statesmen have said that I've been able to capture in just under some less than 8 minutes, it kept on saying that the North do not want to relinquish the power. Do you agree with him or disagree?
Peace in Nigeria now.
Hey.
Again, as we are waiting for that to come back on, I welcome you to the 27th day of April 2022. There is a lot going on. As we speak right now, there is a prayer that is also being put together in the last almost 24 hours now, because it started just about 5 o'clock yesterday. For the Yoruba nation is the three major religion, the Christian, the Muslim, and the tradition are all, running this 24 hours prayer, which is being transmitted live since yesterday, should you want to join them as well. But tonight, we're here discussing, what the leader of the social cultural group, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, had to say.
If we have a different form of government that will give autonomy to give respect to natural, to language, culture, and ethnic groupings. That was what they agreed to in London Constitutional Conference in 1954. And in order to carry this backward area along with us, and
okay. I hope you heard that word, backward area. So that means the North is so backward and they're holding everybody to bondage. Backward area. Why has it been backward area? I hope again you are taking the note so that when you have to call, you know where you want to add your voice. But let's hear more from him. We're almost there.
Because I'm reading certain things in the papers. People are trying to distort history. Men, of course, they have cancelled history now. Which is that history? We will read. We know how Northern region was brought back to be married to South because of bankruptcy. The British people could not.
Okay, this is the section that I want us to take a very close listening ears. This is the argument that a lot of us have been saying, for the last 2 years, that why should we be put together by the British in 1914, and why must we continue to be named Nigerians when we are not Nigerians in the first place? It was the British that put the name out there that you are now being known as Nigerians, or in Nigeria, or a country known as Nigeria. There was nothing called Nigeria because it used to be Yoruba Kingdom, the Hausa Kingdom, and the Biafra Kingdom, and the Middle Belt Kingdom. So let's hear what Pa Ayo Adebanjo had to say in that gray area that so many Nigerians still want to believe that they are Nigerians. Rather, you are not Nigerians. This was all done through the amalgamation. And the reason why there was an amalgamation was because the backward area, which I'm using the word of this elder statement, the backward area, the North, that does not want to leave the power, the North that told the late Chief M.K. Abiola to go and we will support you and leave power in 1993. But at the end of one of the most fairest free election that was held in 1993, M.K. Abiola thought he would be able to continue. Maybe things would have been better. But Babangida knew at the back of his head, again a northerner, do not want to let the power go. He had to use somebody else to play the card. Just as Buhari is now playing the card by saying to all the contestants, just go and declare. But I will not put a backing to any one of you. And that is why somebody like Amosun has also made a declaration. Let's hear more from Ayo Adebanjo, the elder statement.
To South, because of bankruptcy, the British people could no longer contain Nigeria, the northern Nigeria and southern Nigeria. He amalgamated us in 1914.
They amalgamated us in 1914. The British were losing money. Literally, they were literally losing so much money during that period. I'm talking about during the period of that era. The British government was not ready to fund it. But right now, the British government could say, we will fund you, we will give you those extra money that you need, to keep your security going, and then they'll probably also have enough money to send you back to Rwanda should you want to, apply for political asylum or whatever asylum in this country. You'll be sent back to Rwanda. But then the British government could not be bothered, and what they had to do is just to amalgamate Nigeria, and never thought of that. These were three major indigenous groups, spoke different language, had different ways of life. They never thought that after 108 years, I will be so scared to go back to my hometown, because we now have the terrorists that has been brought in from the northern part of the country into the southeast, into the southwest, in disguise as herdsmen. The British government never thought that some Yorubas would then have to leave their country for 50 years and they cannot return back home because they don't have a home to go back to. The British government never thought that the 108 years when they were amalgamating, there will be danger ahead, and the danger is now being felt by the indigenous people, not by the British government, because the British government is about thousands of miles away from Nigeria, and there's so much little percentage that the terrorists will arrive in the shore of the British border. But right now, as we speak, the whole borderline and the whole area in the southwest and the southeast and the northern part of Nigeria is now being in control of not just the ISWAP, Boko Haram. We also have all kind of illicit drugs baron that are operating. We have all kind of corruption. We have all kind of criminality. And do you know that somebody was missing for 2 months? And as we speak right now in Nigeria, traveling between Osun State in the southwest of Nigeria to another part of the southwest in Lagos State, but she never arrived there. This was all the crime that the British government never thought of. But the British government have now kept mute to look back and say there was a mistake. We can now look into it and revive it back. But rather, they want to tell Nigerians to get your PVC. And that is why Catherine Lang, the High Commissioner for the British Embassy, is traveling from one end to the other. And I'm trying to figure out, what is she trying to put together? What actually is still she trying to put together? Because the mess that you put together is being narrated now by the Ayo Adebanjo, the elder statesman of the Afenifere. This is the mess that the British government created. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's listen to the all part of this audio, because if you don't, you will not understand the magnitude of 289 days that is now very fragile in Nigeria.
Amalgamated was 1914. Okay.
It was never okay. And it has never been okay, because for the last 108 years, they've never been trust among all the indigenous people. And that is why the North do not want the power to move away from the northern part of the country.
That condition that they are using on unity form of government that caused a lot of havoc in Nigeria.
Again, remember those words, havoc. These are powerful words. And that is why some of the students cannot go to university, because these are the havoc. There are just so many havoc.
Until the 1954 Constitution that created premiership. Because when Clark was mentioning the transformation from to Banfasi Constitution to this present one, what Banfasi Constitution did was to give leader of each region, leader of government business. It was after the fight for federalism.
Before I let him continue, do you know that each of these regions, I'm talking about, the southern region, the southeast region, the southwest region, and the north region, all have their own embassies operating in United Kingdom? Do you know that? You'll probably hear that from him tonight.
Was fought in London Conference in 1954, that the foundation for premiership was created. It was at that time they created premiership in the constitution. And that was when we have the autonomy in the region.
Again, autonomy. Autonomy was what we had. But today, there's no autonomy. The center controls everything in Nigeria, and they've crookedly, crafty, created a constitution that says we the people, but the people never signed for that. That is the fraudulent military decree that is now being challenged by Ilana Omodua, and that is going to be happening in Ado-Ekiti. But we still have some of our governors, the southwest governor, that do not still want that to hold. And that means they are more happy with the fraudulent constitution. And that is what the politicians have used for the last 23 years. And the question is, do we still foresee in Nigeria in the next 289 days? If you've just joined us, this is Star Radio UK. This is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And you will join me every Wednesday here where we talk about issues affecting Nigerians. And likewise, as we continue the campaign for self-determination, which I believe is the best time in the history of mankind. A very good evening to you, Mr. Mike Ola, for joining us onto the program, and the rest of you. Sorry we couldn't read all your comment now because we are so much in tune and focused to some of these conversations that came out from the capital city, Abuja, where the leader of the social cultural group, Afenifere, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, spoke. And that is what we are reviewing on Niger Voices tonight. But like I said, just after that, we will then open the phone line to allow you to add your own input to the conversation tonight. But remember, when you call in, we will not allow any F word, we will not allow any swearing, because we are on Star Radio UK and the transmission is going to different part of the globe as usual.
And that was when we have the autonomy in the region. The Eastern region, the Western region, and the Northern region. To the extent that each region had an embassy in London.
Did you hear that? Each region have their embassy in London. Good evening to you, Mrs. Esther Robinson. Good evening to you, to Sunra Estate on Instagram. Good evening, Adewale Adio. Good evening to you, Elijah Adiola, and all those of you that are watching us. Happy birthday to our brother, our uncle, and likewise a father. I'm talking about Omoluka himself. I say happy birthday from this part of the globe.
To show the autonomy we have, with limited power to the federal government. It was also at that time that the question derivation was established. What we now call resource control. Because they are using the money of the South for the North. By the time we did it, the North had this money through the revenue of groundnut. The South, the West had through the revenue of cocoa, and the East through the of rubber and canning. And the agreement there was that, well, derivation will be everybody must contribute to what he has. And then we are then living in peace. It was at that embassy they established after the self-government mission that was why I got married in 1960. So what I'm telling you is what I live with. That autonomy was there. We are living in peace until the military intercussions. Even before military intercussion, the derivation was carried on in the South. When oil was delivered, it was still a derivation. All the problems we are having now is as a result of the military intercussion and the fraudulent constitution we are operating.
Okay, I hope you heard that word. The fraudulent constitution that the same politicians are all saying we will come and contest under it, but when we get there, we will change it. But what they never told you is the North holds more seats than the Southwest and the Southeast added together. So how will you change that when you become the president? Let's go back.
See now, the contents of the problem constitution that made the president the most powerful president in the whole world. And that is why you deceive yourself if you think Buhari will ever change the constitution. You will not. Because the moment that is done, all the aura, all the fear, all the, you can't say you support the North, you can't be the president, will go. Because they acquired that president under that constitution. And I'm going to die. I saw him on the air yesterday saying we must have consensus among them. How Gugula is talking like that? If he has forgotten, we have not forgotten, it's on record. And do remind him, in 2014, when they were campaigning for Buhari, he said was the tongue of the North And when we have it for keep. I have quoted it in many press statements, and I was expecting him to deny.
Well, as we're still waiting back for that audio to come back, I say good evening to those of you that have joined us from all over the world. And this is Star Radio UK, 7:15 p.m. And let's just finish the remaining part of this audio.
It's in the process of keeping it now. They are now doing for you. When it is now the turn of the South and the Southeast, they are now propounding a new theory. The question of marriage, the question of all that. My dear, if it was the question of marriage, who in the North? All of them. Hold on.
Again, this is a very crucial one I want us to listen to. Is now saying, who among all the North is worth it? Let's hear what he has to say.
From Balewa down, with our lower and Shagari, and all that, if it's of merit, who will stand there? If there be based on merit today, the kingdom come, the East alone will produce the president.
$289 days. If you've just joined us, after this, I'm getting the next track ready. But for now, let's just finish hearing the remaining part. Welcome once again, and I can see all the comments. I will touch on them just after this audio. This was all put together, a courtesy of Sahara Reporter, and we say thank you so much to everyone. And like I said, the tree or the mountain is just falling down on Nigeria.
I am saying all this to tell you that all this question, you go and sell yourself, you go and campaign, you go and lobby. It's all rigmarole. They know the truth. And that's why I criticize some of your campaign, and they say, go and lobby Buhari. It's all rigmarole. Go and release Nnamdi Kanu. And I said, what has he done for saying he wants the independence of his people? The Irish people who have been together since 1707, they say they still want to break from Great Britain. Their leader is sitting in the same parliament with the Prime Minister now. They are arguing together. What has happened in Nigeria? You go and waylay the man, you commit murder, you commit high robbery, you commit banditry, and to the extent you bandit. Is that democracy? Is that the man who says he's born again Democrat? Let us tell him the problem in the country today is Buhari.
Wow. I'm going to pause that. Do you agree that the problem in Nigeria today is Buhari? This is said by Pa Ayo Adebanjo. Do you agree with him on that line? I'll allow you to call in when we finish with this.
If you go away, there will be no peace. My dear, I don't expect you to say this. They will say we are bluffing. But that is the truth. Everybody said, they haven't got the men. They have not shown the men. Although I don't like all the people who came up. All
right, let's leave that. I think we've heard enough. I've been able to get about almost 3 lines of different notes that I've taken down in the last almost 14 minutes 36 seconds of that particular track. But let us listen to these, and then
with the Remitly app.
Once again, a very good evening and welcome. As you're all joining us, good evening to you, African Confidential. Good evening to you again, everyone that have joined us. Let's just listen to the next track. I'm sure some of you have listened to it before, but it's just worth listening to it again. No, not that one. Not that particular one. This particular one is the one.
His name is Fulani. Their modernization first agenda is now complete. Totally completely after that. Where is their president from? Fulani. Chief of Staff, Fulani. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Fulani. Senate President of Nigeria is coming to process, Fulani. Deputy Speaker is Fulani. The Army Chief of Staff is Fulani. Navy Chief of Fulani. Police IG, Fulani. DSS is Fulani. National Intelligence Agency, Fulani. National Security Advisor is coming to process. Why do you hate Igbo people? I want to prove to all the Fulani that the hatred today in this week was brought about by Fulani Janjaweed. Is it very clear to you now how they roll? Is it very clear? Listen to the minister. Minister of Defense, Fulani. Minister of Finance, Fulani. Somebody that studied the Sharia law is the head of the judicial system. Fulani. Is it very clear to you now how they roll? Theological reform. Federal Capital Territory, Fulani. Agriculture, Fulani. Police Affairs, Fulani. Aviation, Fulani. Communication, Fulani. Power, Fulani. Water resources, Fulani. Everything is Fulani. All the 19 northern governors are Fulani except the Benue, Manchester, and Koiki. Every northern apart from 4, the rest are all Fulani. Is it very clear to you now how they do? This is theological reform. Because Fulani have a game plan from the word go.
Fulani has a game plan. That is the voice of that raw lion, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we continue to demand his unconditional release after he was kidnapped by the same Buhari that Payo Adebanjo just said is the problem in Nigeria. I don't think it's just the problem. We have so many people that are also part of that problem, and majority of them are the Yoruba politicians that still wants to go with the agenda of the caliphate. So let's open the phone line for the next half an hour. Should we have one or two people, and then we'll continue to review, some of your comments, and likewise, the conversation on the table. Good evening to you, Dario Owolabi. Good evening to you, always_API on Instagram. Good evening to you, Mr. Tajuddin Oluwasegun on Instagram. Good evening to you, Mrs. Comfort said, I mean Patami. Okay. Mrs. Esther Robinson said, Buhari is our problem and our governors. So the number to call tonight, should you want to have, the program is going to be ending at exactly 8 p.m. Every Wednesday you will join me, but during the day you will probably also watch other program from other platforms that we're streaming from, which is on Koiki Media. But tonight is all about the Star Radio UK Naija Voices. Naija Voices has been coming on air for the last 5 years. We look at issues affecting Nigerians and the Nigerians outside. There are so many Nigerians that are living in UK, doesn't have the right immigration status, but yet it is Great Britain that put us in this crisis that we are now dealing with. And the Great Britain is saying, if you're applying for asylum, we will send you to Rwanda, because as far as they can concern, Rwanda is a safe place. So the number is +44 74 0440 5917 or +447 404 405 917. So I want to go back to part of what Payo Adebanjo was saying, just to recap again. We are at the crossroad. Do we all agree that Nigeria is now at the crossroad? And if care is not taken, things might just become a little bit, chaotic. Who still believe that there will be election in 2023? How many people believe that there will be election in 2023? How many of you out there still believe that election will hold whatever it is in 2023? And how many of you say election is not going to hold based on everything that it was said in that 18 minutes, that video that we just played, which is the audio version of Payo Adebanjo, was just under 19 minutes. There's some powerful word he said, that we used to have the autonomy during the regional government. He said that both the southeast, the north, and the southwest all had their embassy, and that is why the embassy at the Northumberland, a lot of people say that belongs to the Yoruba during the Western region, but the federal government of Nigeria has literally now converted to the Nigerian High Commission in London. Otumba Destiny said no election in 2023. Do we have anybody that believes that there will be election in 2023? Maybe people will vote for Showore or Peter Obi, or they will vote for Dele Momodu. Oluwatobi Oluwashesi said most of the Nigerian leaders are corrupt. Olatunji Officer says that is true. I'm not sure what you mean by that is true. Ogunshino says, I doubt if there is going to be election. Kazim Favor says, we agree, but God used the same Buhari to open our eyes today to divide Nigeria. Buhari is our messenger. Okay. Taiwo Shegun says, Nigeria will end this year. Alaji says, I believe election will not hold in the southwest. Okay, so you are thinking that election might hold in the north, but it might not hold in the southwest. We have a first caller. Let's go straight to Lagos, where we have our caller calling all the way from Lagos. Hello, good evening and welcome to Naija Voices. Let's hear your view.
Yeah, good evening, Koiki.
Good evening, sir.
Well done, Ekale. Yeah, good evening, Koiki.
Welcome. Good evening.
Bishop Adesina speaking. Now, listening to Pa Adebanjo, everything Pa Adebanjo analyzed are accurate. Now, we can't blame Awolowo for wooing this not to be part of us, because at their time they felt that the bigger the geographical region is, the greater the country. And they build the country on simply confederational principle. It's confederational principle. But the military came in and collapsed all this thing. But my anger is, when that was the basis in 1956 Constitution, as Papa Adebanjo said, that was the basis. And military came in and collapsed this fact. This fact. The Constitution emphatically let us know that we are different nations. The North, West, and East, we are different nations. So that's why they impelled the premiership. Now, the military came in and collapsed this fact and make everything a unitary at the center, taking it to one particular. The elders that we are having now, those elders were youths then. They were cowards. They are the one that brought us to this mess.
Okay. That
is the reason nobody should blame Ojukwu for standing to fight for his people that time. But people were blaming Ojukwu for causing war. That thing, what they did that time cannot happen this time. And that's what we are correcting now. And that's why all this secret are leaking. They intentionally remove history from the curriculum so that people will not know their past. But God is more than them.
Okay.
So, the truth of the fact is what Padema just said. They allow all these jacks and dogs, cats and carries to come out contesting for president in order to cause divide and rules. At the end, they will just bring somebody from the north out to continue.
Okay.
Either they do that or they did not do that. It is clear that no election in 2023. The north themselves know. No election in 2023. Before Buhari do second term, they've been telling him that Buhari is the last president of Nigeria. Before Buhari did second term, they've been saying it, that Buhari is the last president of Nigeria. So, just as Ademba just said, everybody will be to your tent, O Israel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very quick one there. And, do you agree with that line as well? The number to call is +44 74 04 40 5917, and that would also allow you to have your own voice onto the conversation. I still have few points that I picked up from what the leader of the social cultural group Afenifere said. Nigerians, where we should be and not deceive ourselves. Where should we be? In the same Nigeria? In the same restructured Nigeria? In the same new Nigeria, like Pastor Tunde Bakari? Or in the out of Nigeria, where every independent indigenous can just go and control their resources, and there will not be any more crisis, and we can then know how many we are and how many people needs to be taken care of. Do you agree with that line? Or do you disagree? Mrs. Esther Olawale says, I can't wait to see Yoruba Nation. A very good evening to you, Mr. Ayodele Adeleye. Good evening to all our fathers and brothers and uncles all over the world. A lot of people think it's because we do not want the Yoruba man to become the president. For those of us that agree, because we still have millions of Nigerians that disagree that Nigeria needs to be broken into pieces. Drizzy Fresh says, I agree with the last caller. Taiwo Shegun says Nigeria will end this year. Pa Ayo Adebanjo is part of the problem. Wow, another angle from that. This is what he had to say again. The North don't like anybody. Is that true or false? Because when you go to all the embassies across the globe, the most important section of the embassy is being held by the North. I'm talking about the immigration. Why is that? Why is the North holding to that section? You could get a Yoruba man to become the ambassador, as we have it now in UK. You could get an Igbo man and a Shekiri man or any other ethnic group. But the immigration part of the embassy is held by the North. So the question now is, does the North, does the North don't like anybody? This is what Payo Adebanjo said, not from me. Ogunsina says, I am surprised why Shekau, the leader of the Boko Haram, has yet to declare his intention to run the office of the pregnant because the Nigerian government is being ruled by terrorists now. Havoc. Do you think that we've had a lot of havoc on the Yoruba land and the Igbo, the Middle Belt, and even the northern part of Nigeria? Are we going to do something, or do we all just think that a miracle will happen and that will then solve all the problem? Olatunji Officer says, not all the North. Kanuri people from the North are very good. They have a special relation with Action Group Party. Let's get the next track ready. As I say, this is Naija Voices every Wednesday, and this is how we take you home. The next track that we're just about to play is one that I love so much. Then. But I'm not sure that a lot of people would not want to go out of Nigeria today. A lot of Nigerians would rather want to go outside Nigeria for a greener pasture. Andrew, don't check out. Okay, we're going to have to leave that because we have a call that is coming through, and I guess, okay, if you want to call back, we missed that last call. If you want to call back, and then we will pick the call. Once again, this is Naija Voices as we continue to review 289 days before the election. Would there be election in Nigeria, or there won't be election? Right. A very good evening and welcome to Naija Voices caller. Where are you calling from? I know you're calling from UK, but I'm not sure. From the UK. Okay, you're welcome to the program at Naija Voices on Star Radio UK. Good evening and welcome.
My brother, there's no election in Nigeria. In fact, Nigeria is expired. Nigeria is dead.
Okay. Wow. Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I say, why do you say Nigeria? Why do you say Nigeria is dead? We can hear you. Go ahead.
No, I think you are muted because
I'm not muted. You just continue. You're paired with the speaker so we can hear you. Why do you say Nigeria is dead? Then I put you back into the main speaker.
I think it's pretty evident what is happening in the country at the moment, because as you can see, I think the same strategy that is used with Afghanistan is being introduced to Nigeria by importing all these machineries called Boko Haram and ISWAP. They are taking control of all the military parastatal of the country, getting themselves ready to use those same military parastatal to keep us locked down and take over the government. So we are watching all these so-called Tinubu, Oshibajo, and all the rest of them acting like they don't understand that the constitution is being challenged right now, and we are sitting on a fraudulent government, which there's allegedly, even Buhari is said to have died a few years back, and we don't know who is the president of the country. So before all this is going to be exposed, I'm guessing they're trying to use the same strategy as Afghanistan, hand over power to, the Boko Harams now. And they've as we've been hearing from your programs, they've weaponized all of them. They're already in the southeast, they're in the southwest, getting ready for when they are asked to, go and start causing chaos. Hence, we saw our military head coming to the UK, right, to meet with the British military. So you ask yourself the question, what are they strategizing? What are they getting ready for? So we all know that it's going to all burst into chaos. So my advice is, we as Southwest Yoruba people, please, Koiki, tell the Alano and the rest, let's provide a Yoruba Nation flag to every citizen of Yoruba in the Southwest. Let them put that flag in front of their houses. Yeah? This is a gesture and a subtle affirmation to the world that we are no longer Nigerian. Because once you start flying Yoruba Nation flag in front of your house, what you're saying to people around you is that you no longer belong to Nigeria. So that way, I don't think the governors will even want to bring their campaign to societies like that, where Yoruba Nation flag is flying in all homes, because nobody is going to vote for them, and they're going to be chased out of the area. So we, the youth, we are intellectual enough to start, putting things in place and making sure our own personal securities are intact. Each areas in Yoruba land, we must be very vigilant right now, because we don't know what's around the corner. But my feeling is that it's going to be really, really aggressive. So let's start putting things in place that's going to protect our people. If that they open bros, I would suggest that we should go and put our flag. The people that live, Yoruba people that live in Morocco, let them put Yoruba Nation flag right at the border there. And we have to have our own securities as well, just watching what is coming in and out of that border. Because I don't think they'll just open that border. I haven't closed it for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So there's a reason for that. Maybe it's to campaign, but I don't see why they're campaigning, because nobody wants to vote for anybody anymore. We are all wise now. The information is out there. So yes, that's my contribution.
Wow, thank you so much, and that was a very powerful one. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Well, once again, we are saying to the federal government that for the the rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, a secret trial will not be allowed. Please do not call any other number. The studio line is the number that we've given out. I'm going to repeat that number one more time. +44 74 04 40 5917. That will be the only line that will allow you to come through. The last caller, Mrs. Ogabi Kilanko, agree with you as well. Says, I agree with the last caller. Oluwatobi Olushesi says, please let us divide as soon as possible, because people are suffering. There's no money to spend. We use our money to buy food. Well, it is not just about the money that we're talking about here now. We're talking about the Yoruba kingdom that have been in existence before the election. We're going to go straight to Italy, where we have the next caller. Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome.
Hello, Mr. Koiki.
Ekabo. Welcome.
Well done, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
I really appreciate your effort.
Thank you.
God continue to protect you and your family.
Amen.
My contribution is your
Adebanjo.
I don't even remember.
I will help you. Payo Adebanjo. Yeah.
Well, but it didn't finish the conversation. So it's supposed to have finished the conversation because I need to make mention of we, the Nigerians, we are about to it's only giving out the real information. You need to now start saying that this country needs to break. Nigeria doesn't break. You cannot achieve anything in Nigeria. If another person, for instance, now let them bring another person from Southwest to be the president, it will try its part. But after the 8 years or whatever they want, let them bring the Northerners. It's still going to take us backward. And for how long are we going to continue like this? For how long? So that's just my own contribution.
Okay. Well, you've said it well. Thank you so much for that as well. Plus 44740 plus 447404405917. That is the only number. Please do not call any other number. We will not pick that call from there. We have a new caller that is on the line. Hello, good evening, caller, and welcome.
Good evening. Koiki.
You're welcome to the program.
Can you hear me very well?
Loud and clear. You're welcome. We can hear you loud and clear.
All right. I'm going to talk on two issues.
Go ahead, sir.
First, on the statements by Baba Adebanjo. Baba Adebanjo should take a position. Enough of rhetorics.
Okay.
It should just take a position. Because the issue of restructuring has never been accepted as an option for this government. The issue of community policing has never been accepted. Ban on open grazing, they are going through the back door to still achieve their agenda. If anybody is in doubt that colonization agenda has been achieved or it has not been achieved, depending on where you are, which side of the pipe you are standing, look at all the major positions in Nigeria. Key positions have been occupied by the Fulanis. So, the Fulanization agenda has been achieved. And the actions and inaction of this government have shown clearly that Nigerians should not trust the so-called 2023 election. It may not come to fruition. And I have my reasons. I think it was mid last year when Olayomi was calculating, purportedly written by the office of Malami, advising Buhari on introducing martial law. I'm still very, very, very sure that option is still on the table for them. We will see as we get close to the so-called 2022 elections, the level of attack, the level of insecurity will heighten. And Buhari might use that as an alibi to say, considering the level of insecurity in Nigeria, it may not be safe to go ahead with this election. These guys want to perpetuate themselves in office. They want to remain in office perpetuity. With what they had achieved in the last 7 years, going to 8 years now, does any right-thinking person think that these guys want to just relinquish power to somebody who they cannot guarantee will protect their interests, who they cannot guarantee will continue along the agenda or the path they have laid? Don't let us be deceived.
Let me ask you this. 1 minute, caller. Hello, caller.
It should go our separate ways.
Okay, let me ask you this. Because from what you've just said is almost the same line from what the audio we played earlier on. Again, if you've just joined us, this is Star Radio UK at 1944 with our caller on the line. Why is the North so scared of allowing the power shift, even as much as people want different options in the country? Why is the North so adamant about not allowing the power to leave them to the another region to control the power in a full way?
God bless you. I will report with a Yoruba adage that says, Africa quite anyone. They have used the power to terrorize Nigerians. They have used the power to further an agenda. You see, don't let anybody be deceived that what we are fighting against is not existential threat of the Yorubas. The Yorubas, from what I've seen so far, is faced with existential threat. Because by the time your economic power is taken away from you, you are not in a position to determine your own future. My brother, you face serious existential threat. Let's look at it this way. If by 2023, which for me is not, I don't even want to think about it. It's not even an option. Because a Yoruba man had been president before. Okay? What did he achieve? If you give the constitution of Nigeria to Donald Trump, he will behave like a Buhari.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Can I ask you this? Can a president has the power? Sorry to talk about you. Can the president have the veto power to bring down the constitution without going through the Senate or the House?
How do you want to bring down a constitution that is helping you to further your own agenda? How do you want to bring a constitution that is helping you to achieve your malicious intent? As far as Nigerian constitution is favorable to Buhari. That is why Buhari wishes to understand what a restructuring means. He understands exactly what that means. He's just using the personal constitution to his own advantage and to the advantage of his cronies across Nigeria. I pity all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Wow.
Those that still believe in one Nigeria. Nigeria will happen to everyone at one point or the other.
Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go now. That was a very good one there, and we're just about 10 minutes away before the call. The program will come to an end. We'll probably take maybe one or two more calls. Thank you so much to all our callers this evening. As we said, my name is Olayomi Koiki, and we'd like to appreciate every one of you that have had your own input. We have a new caller on the line. Let's hear a view as our first female caller, one of our mothers. Let's hear what she has to tell us. Very good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Koiki. I have just 2 points from Baba Adebanjo statement. One is, will Northerners give up power? My answer will be, no, they won't give up power. They will like to hold on to power. 2, why did Northerners wasn't ready for independence in 1954 is because they are not confident of themselves to stand as a nation. 3, will there be peace? There will be no peace in Nigeria as long as there is Nigeria there will be no peace. It has been for long. If we look back to 60, during the Biafra War, this is how it started. The Northerners attacking the Igbos at the north, like what we are seeing now, but in isolation. So there will be no peace, provided the whole country is together. What can give us peace is to end Nigeria, let individuals go their way, bring individual nations to a table, and let it sort it out, because it's the reality. The Northerners, they know the reality that the country is going to break down. That's why Buhari is bringing his Fulanis, the jihadists, the terrorists, to invade Nigeria. And lastly, according to Baba Banjo, the Northerners are backwards. They have been in the beginning. They are illiterate. They are not educated. At the same time, most of them they haven't traveled to explore the world. Whereas the Southerners, they have been out there to explore the world, to know what is good or what is right. But the Northerners, they have been brainwashed by their leaders, their emir, that whatever they ask them to do, either wrong, either right, they don't have their own thinking. They don't have their mind. They just follow all these their leaders. So that's how the Northerners, they are so backwards. They can't reason. They can't make their choice known. Even as Nigerians, they cannot speak out because they have been brainwashed, they have been blinded, they don't know from their right, left. So, in a summary, I will advise my fellow Yoruba or the Southerners politicians, this is the time to come home. There's no more Nigeria. We need to go our different way. If we continue this way, us keeping the suffering, that country will never advance. Nigeria will never advance. Now, to start a new nation, that's it. Nigeria is not going to work. So that's my contribution.
Well, thank you so much, for that brilliant one. And I've got these, that has been put together. Once again, to my producer and, the sound check, the engineers and everyone that is working tirelessly, behind the scene. We would like to say thank you so much, for tonight, where it's been an amazing evening so far. We are just about less than 7 minutes. And I want to remind us of these two individuals. One of them have died, and some of you will probably know him through his voice. This is the late Dr. Malafio Badia speaking to us just about a year ago.
Make some revelations, because some of us also have and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
Do you believe that? Or should we now listen to this man, the former Navy Commodore Kunle Olayomi?
That feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact. I say you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated.
Well, if a calls come through, we'll probably take the last caller, but please do not call any other number apart from the number that we've given out. That is the only number that will allow you to come through to Niger Voices and other when we are live on the other platform as well. But the number again is +44 74 0440 5917. We just probably have just about one more number before we'll be handing over back to the studio. But I want us to listen to these. Some people planning to Islamize Nigeria. Could that be true? Or could you just be a makeup?
I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008 on the issue of Boko Haram. I interrogated him. He's in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer...
Okay, let's go straight and take this caller, and this will be my last call for tonight. Hello, good evening, caller, and welcome to the program.
Hello.
Good evening, welcome to Niger Voices. Go ahead, we can hear you. Good evening, you're live on Niger Voices. Go ahead.
Papa, we are not accepting this bullshit anymore. We all know it's all fake.
Okay.
We all know it's all fake. Nigeria is not real.
Okay.
Nigeria is not real. We don't want this anymore. We are tired of it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All the fraudulent things you can think about in the whole world have been done to us. Why should we accept this anymore? We are pythons right now. We are lions right now. We are not giving up. We want to face the reality, Baba. If you see the different things that is going on, man, Baba, you sometimes don't mind say me became B. I feel like throwing up. I'm not feeling it anymore. Like I swear, in fact, me today one news more. Nigeria should stay. We need to reunite. We need to reorganize. Reorganization with the world after 16, 70, 80 years. Yoruba have a kingdom. We want to dominate our own kingdom, have our own resources for ourselves, speak our language, have our own constitution. We are not talking about that fucking stupid, anonymous, annoying, disintegrated 1999 constitution anymore. We don't want it. We are standing now, and so shall it be forever. We are standing on it, no going back.
Okay, thank you.
Professor Akitoye, in those days, in sometimes, we the Yorubas, our mouth, or anyone oko. Any problem yet? If it has my burning, let's sign the petition. Since all these days that we have been clamoring about the petition, 5 million, ordinary 5 million. We have more than 10 million Yorubas. We can't even get ordinary 5 million to get it together and work what we have to do. Kilode gan, kilode Yoruba láti joy, kilode kewere ni láti jo ti ya ti je yi láti ko eyo ma le ko. Àfi kó ke ron ko yi ri nǹkan tẹ́ máa jẹ ke sáré jẹun ke o ti tán ẹ ti gbàgbé o yi. Te bawo nǹkan tó yẹ ká ṣe. Àwọn ọmọ Fúlàní wa máa yàn wá jẹ fún kíni ìgangan nǹkan tó yẹ kí má bàbá má jásọ lá máa bínú nìyẹn. Kí ló dé? everybody can't say anyhow. Èkó ti wà fucked up. Ṣé kò ní gangan la ní Yorùbá nation kò máa pariwo Èkó, Ìbàdàn, Ọ̀yọ́ state, Ìlọrin, Kogi ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n náà. Ondo state, Ọ̀ṣun state, gbogbo àwọn people yìí suffer. You know, me more reason. So the people are just sleeping. Kò sọ́nà mọ́ ẹ ò rí nǹkan tẹ post the other day ní ọ̀nà ọ̀dá. Tójú bá rò lásán lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ báyìí gbogbo pọ̀tọ̀pọ̀tọ̀ ní everywhere. Sórí bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Europe ni. Sórí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ṣé Europe ṣé òyìnbó ṣé wọ́n gbé náà sórí ni. Tòbójú méjì tàjọ ní imú wa ẹnu wa etí méjì tàjọ ní iná wọn ṣe wọ́n ní. Kí ló dé tí Yorùbá ń sùn? A ní ká ẹ sign petition wọ́n ń ṣe rádaràda bí kí wọ́n máa lo club kí wọ́n máa pop champagne kí wọ́n bá ká. Kí là ń wá? Kí ni gbogbo nonsense yìí?
Thank you so
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would have loved to continue.
Why are Yoruba so stupid? Yorubas are sometimes stupid. This is so annoying. We don't want this no more. No vote in 2023. And Yoruba know this my dad was saying, vote for Osibajo and no more with it. You
can hear the voice and the tone of the last. It is as much as we would like to take more calls, but we've got to understand, that the time is just, really fast on me. I believe my engineer have said maybe just 2 more calls can be allowed before we end the program tonight. It is, what it is, and you could hear from the last caller, the voice, the anger. So we'll only quickly take 1 or 2 more, and then we're going to go straight to the producer to wind it down. Hello, good evening, caller. You're welcome now to Niger Voices. Go ahead, straight.
Yeah.
Ekale, sir.
Hello.
Ekale, sir. I'm going here. Go ahead. Shedimari.
Yeah. Nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé èmi máa sọ stories díẹ̀ fún yín. Ṣẹ̀rí ìgbà tí wọ́n ṣe national conference. Kí ló dé tó echo yẹn?
Go ahead, Daddy. We can hear you. Who appear must speak out, and we are really running out of time. So I need to go ahead.
So ìgbà tó ṣe national conference nígbà tí Jonathan gbogbo nǹkan tó nídìí wọ́n kọ síbẹ̀. It was agreed. But ìgbà tí Buhari débẹ̀ ó kàn discard ẹ̀ ó gbé sínú dustbin. Now and then àwọn people London yìí wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ pé ó yìí kú another 4 years pé PDP ṣe ìyàtì àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe 40 years tí wọ́n kiri kan wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ in the issue yẹn yà ilé àríwá àti kú wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ pé 40 ló 8 years wọ́n ṣe ní 4 years gbogbo wọn kàn sọ pé kò kọ́ta níìjì lọ́dọ̀ pàṣẹ Yorùbá nation. Ẹ má jẹ́ kán gbé àdàbọ̀dé kan wá fún yín kó wá fi wá sọ pé àwọn ṣe kọ́. They always have a way to try the backdoor system láti gbé nǹkan wọlé. Tí wọ́n bá ti rí pé ẹ ti fẹ́ ṣe kan, wọ́n á gbé nǹkan kan wá, wọ́n á sọ pé báyìí ló fẹ́ ṣe, wọ́n á máa dílì dálì títí káà bá fi lọ. And then lastly, àwọn Buhari ò fẹ́ gbéjọba lẹ̀. Gbogbo lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ elite náà fẹ́ gbéjọba lẹ̀. That's why I thought you cause the confusion. So that one declared a state of emergency or whatever they wanted. That is why I thought surround the Abuja from Kaduna, rubbish, the only way ni pé we have to glue to our Yoruba nation. The petition here come along. So I've added another 30 to 50 signatures to the petition here.
Okay.
So everybody come make sure we want sign petition here. Ẹ bá jẹ́ ká go back, a lè jẹun, a lè lọ sóko, a lè ṣe anything. Gbogbo wa, wọ́n ti fi psychological torture, wọ́n ti fi cause hunger ní Yorùbá land.
All right. Thank you.
So I gotta stop all this. Kí gbogbo wa dẹ̀ lọ gbáradì tán bá fẹ́ jà káwọn náà dìde. Bó bá jẹ́ nǹkan ìbílẹ̀ lẹ fẹ́ fi jà, bó bá jẹ́ nǹkan tẹ ní, go and prepare yourself because they are not going to be easy to go down. Wọ́n ò fẹ́ lọ.
All right.
So I need láti máa bá wọn dídí gbàgbé àtọ̀.
All right. Thank you so much because of our time tonight, Eshegoni Babawa, for that input, and that's a fatherly input. This is the last caller. My engineer said this should be the last one. Go ahead quickly, the caller on the line. Go ahead so that we can just wind down. Go ahead. You have just about it.
I'll be very quick. I'm very quick. I had an experience about 2 years ago. One of my wife's friend's younger sister, she did a job test with the Nigeria Maritime Aviation and Safety Agency. This lady had the first class, industrial commentary from Unilag. So they could not pick her. So I intervened. I called somebody I knew there. It's a full animal. The guy respects me so much. He found out that Oga, he called me back. That Oga, truly, the girl did well in the test, but she doesn't have a sponsor. But if she had a sponsor, he would have taken her. A Yoruba brain woman, first class graduate from Unilag. She was not employed. She passed the test. She was not employed because she's not from the north. She's not a Fulani. That tells you how their Fulanization agenda, how far it has gone, and we need to stop it. The only way to stop it is to go our separate ways.
Wow.
Otherwise, in our graves, we will cry, we will regret it. And future generation will continue to cause us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, we won't take no more call. And I just want to finish quickly, if I can, my engineer, just bear with me. Let's just get a little bit of what, Dr. Kunle Olayomi, some people planning to Islamize Nigeria.
He was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government. You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966 now. And whoever is coming back to repair this country has a lot of work to do. This country has never been polarized, so we cannot run away from it. We have never been this much polarized. I'm a federal person. My mind is federal. My brain is federal. My loyalty is federal. I do things for the federal government. So I cannot come here and try to be sentimental. No, I'm a federal person.
So will your life be at risk now that they're hearing you?
I don't care.
Well, I hope I can continue, but be rest assured that we will be back again next week, Wednesday. Thank you so much to all our callers tonight. It's been a very good input, especially when we get, the views of, a lot of our callers that believe that the country known as Nigeria, 289 days. Star Radio UK will continue to monitor the situation. Already we have our team on ground in Ekiti that will be giving us a live feed tomorrow. Maybe during the morning show tomorrow, if time permits, we might cross to Ado Ekiti to speak with one of our correspondents, right there to find out what is going on. You all know my own take, my personal view, not the view of Star Radio UK. I believe that it is time that the Yoruba kingdom must come back, and we must now be able to compete with the global community, just as the British citizen, the Scottish citizen, the German citizen. You, as a Nigerian, will remain in that same Lugard amalgamation, and that means that you will be still trapped. And when you travel around the globe, or you are still in Nigeria, you will still be disrespected in the international forum. Even those of you that have a different international passport, your lineage will still be linked to Nigeria, but we can stop it now peacefully and self-determination is not a crime. So I'll be back again same time next week when I will be coming again with the focus on Nigeria. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Is Nigeria now at the verge of breakup? And I'll be going straight back to my producer that will be taking over from me in just about a few minutes. But while that is coming up, I would love to use this for my final music for tonight on this particular program. Make sure you join me on other platforms where we'll be transmitting. I'm aware that the Self-Determination Media will be on tonight. Also remember, there's a lot of support that is needed for the team that will be traveling to Conifa. They've set up a Just Giving link where you can contribute so that they can be able to get things sorted out as quickly as possible, and the team that will be representing the Yoruba Nation will be traveling as well. So make sure you contribute. If you're not sure of the link, get in touch with us. We will send you the link and you will be able to do your own donation. No donation is too small at all. Please let us do as much as possible, because as we speak right now, there is a need for those that wants to travel to and that is the link for those of you that are watching us on other platforms. Please remember to whatever your donation, it will go a long way to support them. At the moment, the donation is standing at about almost £1,050. That is not even enough for one particular individual out of the 14 that will be traveling as the team. Let us do what we can do. And again, let us go there and support. We can't just say we want a Yoruba nation. We have to sign the petition. We have to contribute money. We have to support, the movement, so that those that need, especially with the football match that is coming up, they will be able to do as much as possible. So remember, to do that for us, for those of you that are watching us on all the platforms. And if you want the link, you can also reach out to me, Yoruba Nation at Conifa Tournament Africa. Let us do what we have to do. And like I said, I'll be just giving it back to the studio, but I'm just seeing if I can get, my final, track. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki, and I'll be back same time next week at exactly 6 o'clock rather, where we'll continue with the program. But for now, I will say Odaro, as it is said in Yoruba language. But for now, let us enjoy this while the engineer will take over from me.
Unity ló dára, kájọ fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Unity ló dára, kájọ fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Àgbájọwọ́ la fi sọ̀yà, ẹnìkan ìjà wa dé. Unity ló dára, kájọ fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Unity ló dára, kájọ fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Àgbájọwọ́ la fi sọ̀yà, ẹnìkan ìjà wa dé. Unity ló dára, kájọ fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Unity ló dára, kájọ fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Àgbájọwọ́ la fi sọ̀yà, ẹnìkan ìjà wa dé. Àyìnrí fọwọ́ mọ́ ìjọ Mr. Popular, lójú ọmọ ìjọ níyà o. Òṣùṣù ọwọ́ sóhun ló lè gbálẹ̀ mọ́. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kó tù òjìrè o. Kájọ finú kan bára wa lò lóòótọ́. Ìmọ̀ wa tó ṣọ̀kan la fi ń kó àjẹrà. Àyìnrí fọwọ́ mọ́ ìjọ Mr. Popular o. Lójú ọmọ ìjọ níyà o. Òṣùṣù ọwọ́ sóhun ló lè gbálẹ̀ mọ́. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kó tù òjìrè o. Kájọ finú kan bára